Arnel picked this out?
We designed it.
Wow.
Custom made.
Aren't you shocked?
Whoa, that's nice.
That's nice.
You see, that's the highlights of being That's the highlights right there. So show it.
Not like this.
No, here, right here, right here.
I would go.
Okay, let's go. Shh. Quiet. Quiet. Story time.
Okay, start again.
Go on the plane.
Get that.
Turn off the TV. Turn off the TV. No.
I'll like that. Here's my hair.
Okay, start with Arnel. Hurry up. Okay, start with Arnel. What did Arnel do? So you guys were new.
Hey, let me get the microphone.
Oh, no.
Can't hear you, man. You're so
Get out of here.
Okay.
Okay, 3 weeks ago we went to New York City. We planned it just to go for a long weekend, and then we were going to meet Tina and Tristan there, or they were going to meet us there the Saturday because Tina had a class or whatever. So we had went for a long weekend, Friday to Monday. So we got there Friday and we had the day to ourselves. So we decided even before that we were just going to make sure we, went out for a nice dinner and went to a Broadway show, whatever it was. And I was kind of like, why don't you just take care of those plans, talk to your sister, see what she says, and we'll do whatever. So,
Say that again?
I'm not starting all over.
First time too bad.
What? Then, when we first got there, we couldn't check into the hotel, so he's like, why don't we just go to Central Park? And I said, well, we were kind of going to do that on the
With your luggage?
No, we couldn't check it. We left the luggage.
Well, we have details then. Okay, sorry.
I'm going to talk. You're like your brother.
We went to Central Park, we went walking around. It was a really nice day there, so there were so many people there. And I think he was planning to do it then, but it didn't happen. So we were walking around, there's lots of people, we didn't know where we were going, it was kind of hot, we were getting tired. So, and then like a couple things, he was just like, we were sitting on the bench, just whatever, and then he's like,
Country?
he's like, why don't we go sit under a tree?
You have to remember that.
Oh my God! Under a tree!
Do you remember that? You gotta remember that every year you come back there.
Did you carve your name?
With an arrow.
Arnel loves Cheryl.
Okay.
There was no tree. There was just so many people. Like, honestly, there was no real, secluded place to be there. So we just ended up going back, started getting ready for dinner. And he had told me all this stuff before, where we were going. And so I said, okay, fine. And then all of a sudden, all these plans are changing. We ended up going to a really nice restaurant.
Yeah, we went. So I told her, we're going to some Mexican grill house or whatever. But I surprised her going to Nobu, which is owned by Robert De Niro.
Cheryl, remember that name? That's gonna be in the book.
Arnel!
And then it was a nice dinner, and then it was a lot. But,
It was
and
a lot of what?
A lot of money. And then I told her before we're going to, I think it was Mamma Mia, which is not alright, but she didn't know what it was. And she was so excited, but then I surprised her. I got tickets for Wicked.
You gotta have the tickets for souvenirs.
And I was like, okay, but the whole time I was thinking maybe I gotta find some time to do it, right? Jeez. And I was like, I'll just wait till the next morning. We saw Wicked, it was unbelievable. The next morning we were planning to go to the American history, natural history. And it was raining, so we got an umbrella And I was like, okay, just go walk in Central Park. It was raining at the umbrella. Yeah, exactly.
Singing in the rain,
I was holding the umbrella. I was holding her, and then.
Okay, whoa. Okay, again. Resume.
Keeps dancing out of the blue. I'm over on the other side of the room.
So there weren't many people there. And I was like, there was a stone half circle bridge. I was like, why don't we just wait under there? But there were like other people there. I'm like, oh. I'm get the hell. I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna outweight you. So I'm like, oh my god, my legs are killing me. So they finally left. I was like, God. So then I was like, I know yesterday was surprises. I had 2 surprises. And I got one more surprise. So I pulled the ring out.
Right on the stone, on that rock.
No, we were like
Under the bridge.
bridge.
Bring under the bridge.
Remember that bridge, eh?
So it was dry. So it was dry. They were getting rained on. And then she finally saw the ring because I had to unwrap it. And then she just pretty much buried her face in my chest. She just started crying.
Let's turn on the lights.
It's already on.
So you didn't ask her?
I'm trying to detail. He's a detail.
Give us a book.
I couldn't even ask. I was like, I pulled it out. I was like, she's just.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy. I was like, okay, hold on, let me do this
Hey,
right.
wait,
I said, let me do this right.
Oh, wait, here's something.
Was crying.
Alright, we'll skip that one. So then I finally got one knee and I asked her. She
On
said
bended
yes.
knee.
I put the ring on. And of course she loved the ring, of course.
You went on your knee?
Yeah, one
Really?
And that was it. And that was pretty much it. And then we met up with Tristan. Oh yeah, we met up with Tristan and Tina.
So how did they react? Okay, wait.
She kind of hid her hand with like a scarf around her fist. And then
Yeah, they were getting ready for so long. We're like, oh man.
And I was like, fine, let's get this over with. It's just town where I'm like, jeez. So I was like, me and Cheryl finally, well, I asked Cheryl to marry, she said yeah. And then Tina like tackled Cheryl.
No, because the month before, Arnold calls me and goes, Tina, so what are we gonna do in New York? And I said, okay, so I gave all the ideas, and then so he told me, okay, I want to get tickets to Wicked. I go, do you know how much that is? And it's a lot of money, right? I go, are you sure? He's like, yeah, just get tickets. And then I said, okay. Well,
How much is it?
I'm not gonna say.
Forget
it's a lot of money.
You're not gonna buy it.
And then he goes, well, where should we eat? And I said, okay, well, I'll give you all the names of the famous restaurants, but they're expensive. Like, oh, okay. He's like, I gave the option. She's like, okay, let's go here. I said, it's expensive. I said, you know how much money it's gonna cost? He's like, it's okay, just book it. I'm like,
Wow.
and I'm like, something's gonna happen. I said, why? He's gonna spend all this money.
It's on him,
I
right?
think it is too, right?
Yeah.
So we're like getting excited to go meet with them, and I had a class Saturday, and so Tristan went up early, right? Oh, I called Arnold back one time and said, I go, is anything gonna happen? I said, he's like, no. So I said, oh, I don't believe that. So Tristan went ahead of me. So I said, Tristan goes, I'm gonna see them first, right? That means I may know before you. I said, so I emailed Arnel, if anything happens, don't tell Tristan until I'm there. I'm like, so I get there about 8 o'clock at night, and then Tristan is, was hanging out in New York, and then finally we had reservations at 10:30.
What? That's so late.
Not in New York, right? So yeah, because I wasn't sure what time I was gonna get there.
Okay.
So 10:30 was dinner, so we were getting ready, and then Tristan goes, yeah, they're coming to the hotel room. Okay, so we're trying to hurry up and everything. So knock knock. So we're getting ready to look at her hand, right? So they're like, hey, right? And I'm like, hey, Cheryl. and Tristan do the same thing, and then me and Tristan looking at each other, and we're like, you see? He's like. I was like, yeah. So I was like so upset. I was like, damn it, whatever. I ruined my weekend, and then cause she had the sweater. Right, and then before we were going, then I was like, okay, well, I let you guys know that I'm close to Cheryl. That's exactly how he said, you know, and so I was like, yeah! And Tristan, hug Arnel, and then I tackled Cheryl, gave him a hugger, and so I was like, yeah, you know, we're like, yeah, we just like, high five. So, because, we were so happy, like, that made my weekend.
That's a very expensive weekend.
Okay, tell us about how you went to her parents.
Oh, you went to your parents? Oh my
you know,
God.
like the whole tradition of asking the parents. So I'm like, alright, I'll do that. I went to ask the parents. But then I drove to her house, and then she was driving the other way, and she saw me. I was like, oh shoot, I gotta hurry up. So I went into the driveway. Her dad was on the driveway, and I could see her like 100 meters away. I'm like,
See
okay,
who?
Cheryl. She's driving back. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. I looked at her dad. I'm like, look, we're going to New York City. I'd like your blessing asking your daughter to marry me. And he was like looking like, yeah, sure. I'm like, you better get this. I'm like, all right. So she's back. I'm like, okay. That night, he actually walks into Cheryl's room and says, oh, Phil was asking me something.
God.
And then she calls me and he's like, what'd you ask my dad? I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, I'm just saying hi, but then I hang out. I'm like, what the dude, don't ruin it. And then they end up asking the sister, like, what's going on or something. And then she messaged me, and I'm like, she asked me, like, are you gonna marry my sister? I was like, okay. So I called her. I'm like, look, it's gonna happen. Please tell your parents. Don't screw it up. Don't tell anybody. So the next day, I had both of them sitting down. I'm like, okay. I know I wasn't clear at the start. This is what's gonna happen. I asked and everything, and they were happy. They looked kind of nervous too. So and then that was it, and then that was fine. They were fine.
Did you hear that? All of you, all the girls.
Hey, somebody taking a minute here?
That was good, Arnel.
No, man, it's being taped.
Hey, I didn't realize that Arnel could be so romantic.
Under the tree.
Arnel, plant that tree, so every year you'll be there.
It wasn't under a tree. I don't know.
Okay, Cheryl. At home, at the house.
Okay, how did you tell them?
Oh, okay. So he did not tell his parents before it happened. So we waited. We came home Monday, and then we waited because his mom was working. So we waited most of the day, and then finally she came home. So then what happened? She was eating.
Yes.
Both of us.
Yeah, so eventually they were both eating at the table. So we were like, okay, that's good. We have them both in one place. And then what happened after that? So
we both walked
No.
up. No.
well, not until she came home, and then before we were gonna do it, I put the ring on. But when I sat down, I didn't show them or anything, and then he was standing behind me. And then what did you say?
I said, I asked Mom, Dad, I asked Cheryl to marry me, and then my dad with big face and big eyes. And he was like,
And he goes, huh?
I knew it.
Was he wearing his camiseta?
I think so, probably.
Okay, I knew it.
And they didn't believe us after.
And then my mom was like,
Is this a joke?
Wearing the same clothes?
Wearing the sweatshirt with the
Same clothes.
That was it.
No, I was wearing camiseta because I just took a shower. I was working outside and I had my camiseta. And then I cannot hug because I got my camiseta. I finished eating first. And then I went upstairs. I would have put a shirt and hug.
I took pictures. I don't know if you saw the picture, but my dad actually hugged me. I was like, you were shaking hands, he's hugging me. I was like,
Stay away from me.
I was gonna do that with her dad. I was gonna
Like a buddy buddy system.
'Cause I remember Tristan did it, right? I wanted to do it with her dad, but I was gonna.
Oh, you remember that? Huh? Tina, what was your reaction with Tristan when Arnel picked up the bill at Tao?
So we went to a restaurant in town.
Mine, that was my fault. I was like, oh, I'll pick this up.
So, you know, Tristan and I paid, or Tristan paid the bill on Saturday night for, as a, you know, present or whatever.
That was like $100 and something, right?
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
And then then we went to Tao the next day and we had a nice, awesome, incredible dinner. And then we were sitting there and then Arnel goes, yeah, so we'll pick this one up, right? And then Tristan goes, get the camera! I was like, okay. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, let him take it.
She said, can we put this in writing?
I didn't see the bill then.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Whoa!
I was like, oh, I got kicked in the stomach or something.
4 figures are now 4 figures.
I was, no. But it was
Close to 4 figures. Guess she'll never do that again.
Well, Canadian dollars on it.
But it was alright. No,
Don't worry, it's a
whatever.
special day anyway.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Hey.
It's in the blue moon.
Yeah. Let's
Never
share
again, though, right?
Okay. Cheryl, right? Was I right or was I right?
What?
Something happening this year, huh?
What's yours?
And you-
I don't know.
and
Did we
you-
pressure you?
No.
Did we pressure you?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of pressure there.
No, the pressure is for her to leave him. It's to make sure that he's the guy, right?
Ultimatum, huh?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, Cheryl.
It's taking too long.
Cheryl said something to me in the car on the way home to Windsor one time. When I was telling you, you know what, Cheryl? Something is going to happen this year, sometime. I know it. And she goes, no, not okay, no. I bet you Arnel is planning something already. I bet you he's planning on the ring. He's going to give you a ring. And Cheryl said, what did you say?
What did I say?
It's okay. He doesn't have to give me a ring.
Good answer.
Ring.
And then when it happened, I knew it.
Yeah, he knew everything.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So what's next?
Jelly gets a plate.
I know everything.